What's up, y'all? My name is Febo, and I'm Puerto Rican as fuck. Shout out to doing things you don't want to do in order to survive. Side eye while I Uber drive volume 3. So, I refuse to pay $10 a month for SoundCloud Go, meaning I subject myself to commercials, meaning I've grown to hate the Staples guy from the Staples commercials, meaning I feel hate at least 20 times a day, meaning once again I am choosing pain as a distraction from pain, because I hate driving, because most of my life I've made a living by actually connecting with people, and now most of my passengers just want to sit and drive in silence, which is their right and totally cool. I mean, I chose this playlist on purpose, but I also choose not to pay $10 a month for SoundCloud Go, which means I am choosing to feel enraged every time a commercial comes on. And this is so me. My mother asks why I'm eating a pizza when I know I'm lactose intolerant. I tell her 2 things. I do what I want. I walk around with an indescribable pain, and no one knows who dug the hole. So most days I choose to shovel myself, whether it is dairy, or this job, or the fucking Staples commercial, because I swear the only time I have any type of relief from this shadow that follows me is when... What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? You can clap now. That's the time you clap. This is the time you clap.
Hi, y'all. My name is Lissa Piercy, and along with Febo and some other folks, including shout out to Oompa. Everybody say hi, Oompa. Hi, Oompa. I can't see because of the lights, but Oompa is here somewhere and is another member of our collective as well. So we are Flatline.
Yes, we do performances and workshops on college campuses across the country. Mm-hmm.
And we also work with student leaders and residence life departments. And so we work with them on kind of understanding that there's no way to guarantee a safe space anywhere.
But we can actively work to create and build a safer and sometimes even brave space.
And that includes talking to students about things like how do you handle it if a resident in your residence hall wants to put up a Confederate flag in their room.
You know, none of this is easy, but we use poetry as a way to start the conversation on campuses.
We talk about racism and sexism and transphobia and homophobia. We talk about student activism, and we're really lucky and blessed to work with the students that we get to work with. Mm-hmm. We also do interactive activities. Yeah. So if you have one of these yes, no, maybe sheets in your hand, could you just go like this?
Yeah, okay.
All right, cool.
It's okay if you don't have one. Look on. I mean, pretend like you're cheating on a test, because that's how your boy passed math.
Make a friend. Usually during this activity, this side of the room would be yes, this would be no, and the middle would be maybe, and we would have you move through the space.
We ain't gonna do that today, y'all. Y'all can sit right there, drink your water, enjoy your Fanta juice, and just have a good time.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you an example. What we're going to do is I'm going to read a statement, or Febo's going to read a statement. You're going to look at your sheet, and you are going to raise your hand if the answer on your sheet is yes. So you're not revealing your own personal answers. You're revealing the answers on your sheet or on your neighbor's sheet, or pick someone in the room and just copy whatever they do if you want to do that. So we're going to try it. Ready? So I live in New York.
Interesting.
I thought I was going to feel left out. I do not. The most important part of this activity is once hands are raised to take a moment and look around the room. And we do this with students at the beginnings of our trainings to talk about, all right, let's understand what experiences, shared or different experiences do we have here. Are we ready to start?
We got 3 people ready to start. We got
yeah,
3
right?
people ready to start. That's cool. Those 3 people are ready. I said, we ready to start, yeah? Hey, let's go.
All right. I went to a public high school.
Gee, me too. I've spent more money on shoes than I am proud of.
I grew up in a religious household.
Part of my culture has been used as a theme for a party I have attended.
I have been to an event where the host or hosts made me feel uncomfortable.
I have gotten drunk because it makes me feel more comfortable at a social gathering.
I have overheard someone say that they wanted to get someone else drunk.
I have used drugs or alcohol as a coping mechanism.
After the bar and the deaths and the man asking for my address, I cringed through the drive home begging for a cigarette. It's comfort in grief. I started smoking heavy the summer after my father died. On nights when killing myself slow wasn't fast enough, I drove drunk, challenged the trees to jump in front of my car for it to only be half my fault. And I would wake up surprised when everything looked so normal. But I never cried. The gulfs I should have been filling stayed inside of me, and you can't drown a lake, but I tried it that summer. Tried with powder, too, with penises sometimes and fingers, too, but the cigarettes were my secret comfort. The one thing that hung on after I was halfway better, so when the man asks for my address in the week of death, on a night when I am there to be an artist or a friend, I cry out for a cigarette. Because it is easier to be silent while sucking in something else that can kill me. And at least this death will be my choice. Okay. I have been to a therapist. All right.
Not I. I grew up in a household where we talked about our feelings. Oh, 3 people, that's cool.
I have been in an environment where I did not speak the common language.
I grew up seeing myself represented in the media.
I have used someone else's Netflix password.
Yeah,
All right.
I grew up using Goya products. I see y'all, my peoples. Tonight, I'm cooking because I miss the creation my hands can make. Too often I focus on my knuckles, and tonight I'd rather use the precision of my fingers to cut a plantain. Place them in a pan and watch them tan in oil. Like if I never moved from Puerto Rico, would my skin be tostones brown? How I cook to feel closer to home. How this has nothing to do with who can cook better and everything to do with the man on the train that yelled, "English, please," when I was just giving directions to someone in Spanish. How he was trying to claim space for his ignorance by diminishing my culture. How there is no correct way to be Latino in public after being told to shut up without proving that person right. So tonight, I need to cook. Need to take something dead, massage it in adobo, let it get loose to the song of oil and sweat, and watch it give life to those that eat it. Tonight, we will eat. Tonight, we will praise over our food and not worry about the language we do it in. Tonight, the stereotype of being Latino and loud does not exist here. We are all too busy reteaching our mouths how to be a host for this food, how to leave room for dessert, because there is always dessert in my house, and they all have names that don't have names in English, because when you taste this good, there is no need for translation. There is no English, please, for flavor, for tradition that keeps culture alive, because we all need to eat, because we all need to live, because what's the point of doing either without a little sazon, like the next motherfucker that yells English, please, when I'm just giving directions to someone in Spanish, must be bitter. Like, they must be what they eat. Like, tonight, I will be an island. Word. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. I have felt that I couldn't act in a way that I wanted because it would reflect poorly on the people of my entire identity group. I have felt I was expected to speak on behalf of my entire identity group.
I have overheard political conversations that made me feel afraid or unsafe. Can we get a yeah for that? Damn. And political decisions impact the way I am allowed to live my life. And that mic is rad. I know we gave a trigger warning at the beginning of the set, but this poem is about, and we're talking about politics, reproductive rights. And this is the first time that I have read this version of this poem out loud in public, so thank y'all for sharing this space with me. And for a lot of the people in the room who encouraged me to write it. So my ass is in the air and I have fallen off the toilet. Pants at my ankles, palms flat on the ground, and now I'm sticking my cheek against the tiles because they're cold, and if I'm already down here, I might as well take advantage. The door is right behind my airborne ass, so naturally, I howl to my roommate for support, doubled up in pain as I am. And when she arrives, I don't know if the tears are from the laughter or that pain or the decision I just made, but here I am. All ass and hands and cramps. The cramps are the only thing I have left from the decision. That and and the lower back pain that threatens before driving to the writing retreat that never would have happened, preparing for the tour that never would have happened, leaving the home I wouldn't be living in the clothes I wouldn't be able to fit in if I made a different decision. 2 days before the bathroom floor, when it was too late to cancel the appointment and I was too exhausted to remember all the reasons, I lay swaddled in that same roommate's sheets, pacified by the lover on the phone. Empty, even before they took it out of me. See, we talk about a woman's right to choose, but we don't talk about how hard that choice will be to make. How you will internalize every protest sign, face a mass of cells on a poster outside the entrance and wonder what size fruit they removed while your legs were in the stirrups. Why all the pamphlets say that after, everyone feels so much better. How you know it was never a person but don't know if you were ever a mother. How you damn sure felt like a mother the night you tried to eat sushi and almost threw it all up. How you text your friends a picture of the tuna melts and the locally brewed beer, but you're the only one who laughs at the joke. How there's a difference between being pro-choice and being pro your own choice. How maybe you consider not telling your family because you don't know if they would have judged you either way. They talk about rocking yourself to sleep, but not about the bed frame splintered in your palm. Or how your blood will remind you every month, or that 2016 will, until I have children, if I ever have children, always be the year that I killed the mother in me. And sometimes I imagine her a girl that never existed. Her eyes, just like his. And I tell you about the bathroom tiles and my airborne ass because it is easier than faking it. Because how do I grieve for a person that never existed? And I let her go. I let her go. I let it go. Thank you for sharing space with me. Febo's going to come up in a second, and we're going to do our final poem, which is a duo poem. It is also my favorite poem to perform ever. I also want to say that one of the reasons why we use poetry to talk about all of these things is because when we're talking about political things, often it's easier to start those conversations by sharing stories with one another, by being vulnerable. My mother once asked me, how do you do that? How do you be so vulnerable on stage? And I think it's because that's the only way we're ever going to be able to heal and find community. So one of the other things that we know is that this has been a heavy-ass show for good reason, and that was a heavy poem. So we like to also talk in Flatline about the importance of joy and bringing joy to rooms. So hopefully this next poem will bring you joy. You ready?
Yo, shout out to yourselves for being here. You didn't have to, but you chose to be here, and that alone is an act of love. So give it up for yourselves, yo. We have one more question and one more poem for y'all because, you know, y'all got lives to live. But I think it's okay for us to break the rules on this last one.
I'm down.
Talk to us. Get it, girl.
Okay, the last statement on the sheet is, I don't know what it is. You know what it is.
I know what it is.
Great, he knows what it is. Febo's going to say the last statement on the sheet. If you agree, if you have ever felt this way in your entire life, or you think that you hope that one day you will feel this way, just make as much noise as humanly possible to bring us into this last poem.
I have used dancing as a form of celebration. So there I was, dancing at a house party in Roxbury.
In the middle of a hookah bar.
And everything about this moment was so damn lit. The DJ, who was technically the homeowner with a really good 90s Spotify playlist.
The DJ, who is technically the guy behind the counter playing those same 5 songs on repeat.
Was still the DJ, and I swear she was reading my mind. Cause every song she played brought me and this girl closer. And closer, y'all, is the theme of the night.
Now, this is not the first time her and I have moved.
We've tap danced with conversations that produced a melody that made anyone listening to us be like, yeah, that sounds familiar, like something my parents used to play.
But it's the first time she's held me in public, and suddenly
It's like we've been here before. Like we are lifelong dance partners. Like this moment can transcend time. I am 12 years old, and all I know about rhythm is that it tastes like my first kiss on top of a rooftop in Puerto Rico.
I am in the 1st grade, and all I know about rhythm is that my best friend is telling me I don't have any.
While downstairs at my sister's 6-year-old birthday party,
dancing on top of my bed,
there is way too much reggaeton being played. I am 14 at my first high school gathering, and literally the two-step is saving my life until this girl with moon-like hands guides the blood in my hips to move with hers.
I'm 24.
21.
Pretending we are the only 2 people in the room.
And all the practicing with my long-sleeve t-shirts in front of my mirror is paying off. This dance floor is mine. Sean Paul is egging me on, and I am dirty whining straight into the heart of a girl I once thought was too good for me. I am here in this moment, dancing with her in a Roxbury apartment.
I am here in this moment, dancing with her in the middle of Georgetown.
My feet tiptoeing around the fact that I like her, my hips howling and thankful for this moon, my forehead dedicating and keeping in theme with the night she is close.
My feet afraid to stop moving, my hips relieved to finally dance with a body that mirrors my own, my forehead dedicating itself to her chest. She pulls me close.
And y'all, this is not the first time her and I have moved, but it's the first time we've touched.
It's the first time she's touched me in public.
And it is innocent. It is pure. It is an achievement to my bones.
It is a moment I don't know if I will ever get to share with her again.
So I take a step back and look at her with just enough grin for her to know that when the clouds are out,
stretching themselves across the sky, ready to twirl with the stars,
that's when I think of her. How every night holds the potential for any one of us to have a moment like this. Thank y'all so much.